Okay, welcome to my webinar. This webinar is for people that want to become group managers and need some help, or are group managers that need some help. So, welcome. This is the start of Oriflame New World. So we officially have been taken over from Big Oriflame starting today, so which is fantastic news. So just to let you know, when you log in, you must go in and log in and accept the terms and conditions. If you don't go in and accept the terms and conditions when you log in, then you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to sign anybody up. You won't be able to place any orders, anything like that. So your operation will be closed. Okay, so go in and get yourself organized. Just accept the terms and conditions. Right, so like I said, this little meeting, this webinar is for people that want to grow a team and need some help, and also sort of taking them forward, and also to put a structure in place so you know exactly what's going on. So we're going to cover quite a bit here, so I would take notes. I am recording this so you can watch it again. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. Okay, so what is the role of a group manager? Okay, the role of a group manager is to recruit, train, develop, and grow your sales within your team. Okay, so these are the responsibilities of a group manager. Just to let you know, 75% of your time should be spent growing your team by at least 2 catalogs. All right, so we'll go through this and you'll see what I mean. A group manager needs to do a minimum of 1,000 business points retail sales every single catalog, and I would say that you need to kind of keep on growing and go for 5 first orders if you want to progress. All right, because if you don't go for 5 first orders every catalog, then your business won't go forward and you won't generate the money that you want. Okay, a group manager is a stepping stone to bigger earnings. All right, now I started off as a group manager, started off as a consultant just like you, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. All right, so the group manager is a stepping stone to bigger things, and I would say an average group manager makes between 80 and 150 pounds depending on your structure of your team, commission. Okay, and that's how much gets paid into your bank account. As you go further up the ladder, the income is unlimited. You know, I currently earn between, you know, 4,000 and 6,000 pounds every single catalog paid into my bank account. So the income is unlimited. But it is a stepping stone. Okay, you need to attend beauty academies, trainings, opportunity meetings, all meetings with your upline manager all the time. Okay, and attend business planning meetings. For those people that are group managers, you will be having a business review with me. Okay, quite soon. All right. I'm talking about your business. You also need to make sure that you're doing full startups with consultants, first order visits or call with them if they live long distance with you. You need to be talking about first delivery and payments, contacting consultants on a regular basis. So this is a little bit about responsibilities of a group manager and what is expected. And if this is not for you, then I would suggest now's the time for you to log off. All right. So what do you actually get? We turned a little bit about it. I said an average group manager makes between 80 and 150 pounds. So this is how it works. So at the moment you're a consultant, and every order that you place under 100 business points gives you 20% discount. Well, as a group manager, you actually get 30% discount no matter what you put in. All right. So you always get 30% on, irrespective of the size of the order. Okay. And the great thing is, as a group manager, you also get 5%, okay, commission paid on your own personal sales. Okay. Anybody that you recruit into your team, okay, direct to you, you will make 9%, okay, of whatever their sales are. But it's 9% of business value, okay, and we'll cover business value at another webinar. 5% of anybody that recruits anybody. So you recruited Mary and Mary recruited Jane. So you would make 9% on Mary and 5% on Jane. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, I always kind of, when when I start off my business, okay, our business is for managers is to recruit. That is our main goal, is to recruit new people into our business, okay, and to give them the opportunity. Now, you have to have a plan, okay, on how you do that. Now, hopefully a lot of people have been to my training website, team.orinet.co.uk, and had a look on the webinar about Peter talking about how to recruit, okay, how to build a team. All right, so you should have a lot of ideas about what you can do to get sign-ups, recruits, that kind of stuff. And also I'll be start to hold regular meetings on how to do startups and that kind of stuff. So when we talking at our business reviews, then we can put some plans together for you. All right, so first things first, as a group manager, what I do is I work out my schedule, when I can work, okay? Unfortunately, this job is a job, okay? But the great thing is that it fits into any lifestyle, okay? I got a couple of kids, and it's absolutely fantastic having my kids around. It means that I can pick them up from school, I can take them from school. If they're sick, I don't need to worry about childcare, so on and so forth. So it's absolutely brilliant because it fits into my lifestyle. If I want to work at 2 o'clock in the morning, then I can work at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, it fits into anybody's lifestyle. But just because you're a self-employed person does not mean that I'm self-employed, I can just sit back and do what I want. All right. So what I do is I write myself a schedule. Okay. I write when I want to work. All right. And I would suggest that a group manager needs to be working a minimum of around about 8 hours a week. Okay. So what I do is I schedule myself 8 hours a week. All right. When I'm going to work. And that's the time when I work. And that's when I tell my kids and I tell my family, guys, between this time and this time, that's when I'm working. The rest of the time, I'm with you doing whatever you want. Okay? So get yourself a schedule. Decide when you want to do it. Okay? And work and plan out your, you'll see as we're going along, plan out your time. All right? So that should kind of roll off working when you want to do it. Now, as of next catalogue, we'll be on 3-week catalogues going forward. So every single 3 weeks, we'll have a new catalogue. Okay. So here we got week 1, week 2, week 3. So now you're thinking, oh my God, what do I actually need to do? Okay. So a manager's diary. This is what I tend to do. Okay. Is that first of all, when I do, this is for existing consultants and possibly new consultants, that are looking to become a manager. So I would contact my inactives, and inactive means someone that hasn't placed an order in the previous catalogue. So they, okay. If possible, I'll get to see them, okay, and try and update their contact list, and we'll talk about that in a while. All right, this visit can work wonders. Okay, so that's the first thing that I would do is I would contact anybody that hasn't placed an order. All right. The second thing that I would do is I would do a catalogue launch or a manager's meeting, okay, to my consultants and talk about the catalogue. All right, very, very good. You can do that online, you can do that locally, but you need to do it. Also, the company put on a catalogue launch that you can, refer people to. All right, so that's a great tool. The second thing that we do, okay, is that I go and do some recruitment activity. I'll either go and do some window cards, or I'll go and put some adverts out, or, and window cards are a great tool if you want to build local, okay, or business cards. And you can go to our local printers and print those off. Those not, you can go and order those and print those off. They're all professionally made or Oriflame logoed. Or you can find yourself a local printer. It's up to you. I would spend at least 2 hours activity per week actively recruiting. All right. Some people might have more time and might want to do 4 hours. Okay. But the name of the game is schedule it in. All right. The second thing that I would do is that I would do a second catalogue visit. So for instance, if somebody started last catalogue, okay, I would then follow up with the next catalogue. All right. The other things that I would do is start up of new consultants. All right. So any new consultants, I would talk to them and start them up. The other great thing that I would do is I'll try and do a newsletter to my consultants telling them what's going on. Okay, we normally have a webinar on a Friday from the company. I would try and put together lots of different things from that webinar and lots of ideas and send those out. And I would use a program. I normally do that by electronic email, and I normally use that by MailChimp, and it's a free service. So if you want to go to MailChimp and set yourself up an account, you can do. Okay. I would contact everyone in my central team and make a plan, and I'll show you about that, making a plan. Other things, maybe you're doing demonstrations, events, fundraisers, all that kind of stuff. So that's my week one plan. Okay, normally week one's quite full on for me because it's the start of a new catalog and I want to get everything going. All right, so that's week one. Week two, window cards out, 2 hours activity, started up new consultants, second catalog call, 5-day visits, demos, events, fundraisers. Now, some of the things on here you won't understand, but as we go along, you will see. All right. Window cards again, week 3. All right. So as you can see, 75% of your time should be spent on recruitment activities. Okay. This will ensure that your team grows steadily every catalog, bringing you greater success and, of course, more earnings. Okay. I started off, like I said, as a consultant. All right. And all I did was just concentrate on retail and didn't concentrate on a business. All right. And my team now is it just explodes. Okay. All the time. You've got to spend, if you want to make big money in this business, it's about recruitment. It's not about selling. Annette Sells, she's the top seller in the company, doing £100,000 a year. And I guarantee you, you do not make as much money doing that as you do as recruiting. All right. Recruiting is the key. So that's your plan. So beginning of the catalog, decide when you want to work and write your plan. Okay. What you want to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. So recruitment plan. Week one, what you're going to do. What tools do you need? Yeah. When are you going to do it? Okay. So what you're going to do, what tools you need, and when you're going to do it. Okay. Week 2, week 3, so on and so forth. I will email or put this up on the regional wall for everybody to download so they can see. And this little sheet here gives you some opportunities and some ideas to do things offline. Okay. Offline is good as well as online. So don't always just think, I've got to do everything on Facebook, because Facebook is not always the key. All right. You have to do a mixture, okay, of offline and online. All right. So plan out. Okay, remember, you need to try and grow your business with 5 first orders each and every catalog. All right, so that's recruitment. Okay, so do your plan, decide when you're going to recruit. Now you've got people coming in to your business, so let's get going. Okie doke. So this is what I call a new start checklist. Now I see a lot of people signing up people, and this is where we fall down big time. We sign up hundreds of people that don't do anything. Okay, and I think to myself, why are you wasting your time? You're signing up all these people and they don't do anything. The reason they don't do anything is because we haven't set them up properly in the first place. Okay, so what I do is when I recruit somebody, the most important thing to me is I interview them, okay? I interview them to make sure that they are suitable for us, okay? Because if they're not suitable for us and my team, what's the point? You might as well just waste your time. All those telephone calls, all those emails, with no answer, you just get frustrated, So I interview. So how do we interview? Again, this will be on the sheet that you can download and have a look. It doesn't matter if you find a person online or offline, but I always like to have a telephone interview with them, okay, or face-to-face, okay? And these are the kind of things that I ask, okay? Hello, my name's Mike. You recently filled out an application form to become a consultant. Got a few questions, before we get going. I'll tell you a little bit about the job, and then you can answer any questions. Okay, so try and be natural. You don't have your shoot out and be quite rigid. Okay, but this is the most important thing. okay, whenever I start somebody, it's the time for you to make that gut decision. Do I want this person in my team? Okay. So at the minute, are you working at the moment? You know, basically you want to see what type of person are they. Okay. Are you working at the moment? If not, what did you do before? All right. The reason that you want to find out is, did this person have a work ethic? Okay. Or have they ever had a work ethic? Okay. Are they going to go out and do something that you've asked them to do? Or are they going to waste their time and say, well, I put my books out and nothing happened? Okay. So you need to find out a little bit about them. All right. The other thing that is, how many hours do you have for a part-time job? You know, what are you looking for a part-time job? Is it extra income? Is it a specific goal? Are you saving up? You know, one of our most successful people, she started just to get a pair of curtains. You know, are you looking to build a team? So you know by asking these questions what type of person they are, okay, and how best to ask them. All right. The next thing, what are their hobbies? What are their interests? Why are you asking that question? The reason I ask that question is to see if they know lots of people, because if they know lots of people, then their life becomes a lot easier. Hopefully you can't see that. I just change. Sorry, didn't see that. You didn't have that. What are their hobbies and interests? The reason that you ask that question again, like I said, is that you're trying to find out if they know lots of people that they can show their book to. Okay. In this business, it's always about networking. Next thing, you want to ask them, do they have a computer? Okay. The simple reason is that we place our orders online. We do lots of different things online. We do training, that kind of stuff. So they could miss out. All right. That's the reason, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't do RFrame or they can't join your team just because they don't have a PC. Okay. Number 8, are you reliable? Why is that an important question to ask? You know, how many people sign someone up, okay, and then they don't answer the phone? They don't answer emails. You get frustrated. You get annoyed. They don't want to talk to you on Facebook. Okay. So ask the question. Are you reliable? Listen, I'm trying to build a great team. I only want reliable people, you know. So that's why you ask that, okay? The next thing is that you want people, you want to help people, okay? That's our role as a group manager and above, is to help people get what they want, you know, help them achieve whatever they want to do. So you need to ask them, listen, do you have 2 hours per month to attend meetings with the team? You know, it might be online. You might want to do your business online. You might want to do it offline. But it's great to get together with your team, okay? And if they say, no, I can't do that, then that's a decision that you've got to make. All right? As your manager, I'm here to help you. Would you have any problem with me contacting you on a regular basis? You know, there is nothing more frustrating than not being able to contact your consultants on a regular basis. You know, there might be an update, okay? I know I put a lot of things up on Facebook for people to see, but there might be an update about something new, and you want to make sure that, you know, your consultant knows about it. Also, you want to help them make money. So if they are not willing to speak to you on a regular basis, then is that the kind of person you want in your team? You know, it's a decision that you need to kind of weigh up. You know, I talk to some of my direct managers probably every other day, you know, because I believe that contact with your regular managers is good because it helps them, it motivates them, it G's them up. All right. So that's another question you can ask. Another thing that you want to ask, okay, is, another thing you want to do then is just explain a little bit about the business, okay? No more than 10 to 15 minutes. Talk about we are a friend and family with a contact list to start, okay? And then you can ask any questions and then ask them, say, at this stage, answer any questions they might have. But you need to do it naturally. It doesn't need to be a formal job interview. It needs to be a natural way that they're not even actually kind of thinking that you're interviewing them, you're having a chat with them to see if they're suitable. All right. At this stage, Okay, this is for you to decide, do I want this person in my team? Okay, if you've been through all these lists, if you've been through this list, now is the time to decide if you want that person in your team. Okay, and guess what? It's okay to say, listen, do you know what? I don't think Oriflame's for you. Or, yes, it is. Okay, so don't be afraid to turn people away. Okay, having said that, you have to you might want to compromise on a few things, if that makes sense. You know, you have to think of you have to put yourself in people's situations. I've known people, and I thought, don't think they're great for our business, but maybe they just want to start and buy products for themselves, which is fine. You know, that's fine. Don't always think, you know what, she's not gonna be a consultant as such. All she's gonna be is a happy customer. So you have to decide, do I want happy customers in my team, or do I want consultants that are going to go out and sell? All right, so weigh it up. It's your decision. It's your business. Okay, so the next thing that will happen, okay, starting from the 15th of this month, anybody that is ever signed up within Oriflame, Oriflame will send them a catalog and order form and welcome to Oriflame with a flyer starting your business. Okay, now that's going to take away anything. So all you're basically doing is introducing people to the business, and it's then down to them to get themselves started. Now, most people just leave them there. Just leave them hanging. Okay? Refer them to my training site and just leave them hanging. We never go on to the next step. Okay? We always say, great, you signed up. Oriflame will send you a catalog, or I'll send you a catalog, and that's it. And just leave you hanging. Okay, that's not good. You know, you have to build up a rapport with your new consultants, and you're there helping them. You're the group manager, them helping them succeed. So the first thing that we do is we ask them to do a contact list. Okay, we talk about a contact list. Okay, of all your friends and family, neighbors, all that kind of stuff. You know, if they give you a great contact list, if they've got 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 people on it, maybe you can give them a small prize, you know. But start to work with the contact list, okay? That's how we start. Getting to write everybody down, all right? Hopefully their catalog and everything will come, all right? Ask them to email you their contact list, okay? Remember, you've asked them, are you reliable? Question 8. Yeah. Question 8. Are you reliable? Yes, I am. You've just asked them to do something. Are they going to do it to you? Are they going to return their email with their contact list? It doesn't need to be their full name and address and telephone number. It just needs to be a list of people. Okay. And you can jazz that up. Listen, if you do 127 names, I'll get you a great prize. You know, that's the reason why. Okay, great. Can you do that for me? I'll wait for your email. Or you can do that. If you're meeting somebody face to face, do it right in front of them. Help them with it. Okay, so do a contact list. Then arrange to call them or meet with them, okay, the next day. Okay, after I've given you the contact list. So, for instance, if Mary said to me, okay, Mike, I'm going to do a contact list. I'll email it over later on tonight. I said, okay, brilliant, Mary. I'll tell you what. Let's get together tomorrow. How about 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Okay. That way, the first thing that you've asked them to do is you've asked them to do a contact list. If they don't do a contact list, are they, A, wasting your time, or B, did something come up? All right. So you have to think. That's straight away if you know that someone in your team is going to be good or not. If they're going to do something that you've asked them to do. All right. So you then give them a call, and we'll go on to the next step. So I'm going to flip back to. I'm going to flip back to this. Okay. So you've got your name. You've interviewed them. You're happy. Okay. You've done a contact list. Have they emailed it back? Yes or no? Or if it's face-to-face, have you done it there and then? Now, obviously, if it's face-to-face, we can get yourself going. You can do it one or the other. Okay. The next one is that Oriflame will send them out a Oriflame will send them out a catalog. All right. And also, you can encourage people to do a starter pack. You can ask them to go and order a starter pack. All right. The next step is that we've now got their contact list. They've now got a catalog. We now need to teach them how to sell. Okay, how to sell. All right. When anybody starts with Oriflame, they haven't got a Scooby about our products. They don't know what's good, what's bad. Yeah. So what's an easy way to teach our consultants, our new people, how to sell? Well, it's called packages. Okay. Hopefully you'll be able to see that picture. Come up in a second. Okay. Now, every single catalog, I see Julie's on here. Julie actually does some packages. Okay. She does these packages, and Jackie does packages as well. Now, what are packages? Packages are a group of products put together. All right. That are, they're great. You know, they normally run about 15 to 20 quid. It's showing people the best offers. And if you show an Oriflame catalog and no one's ever heard of Oriflame before, and you show them a 168 page catalog, nobody knows what's in it. You know, they're not sure of the brand. So you have to kind of put something together with savings. All right. And these packages are up on our wall, and I email them to the managers to pass on to the consultants. So this is what they look like. You cut them out and you put them in your catalog. Let me just go to, I just want to go to, here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. So there we go. There's normally 6 packages, and they're normally around about, like I said, around about 15 to 20 quid. Okay. So when you're phoning up your consultant and teaching them how to sell, you say, hey, Mary, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to email you some packages over. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to cut these out. Okay. You can show them the picture that I've just shown you. I want you to cut them out, and I want you to stick them to your book. Okay. And she will, and you can explain how to do that. Okay. It's quite easy. It normally tells you the page number here, page 9. Page 43, so stick them onto the book, okay, like you've done. You say, right, Mary, look on your contact list. On your contact list, all right, and you can read the packages out, okay, and you can make them all nice, all right. You can even ask Mary, say, Mary, your new consultant, which package did you like? And she might say, oh, I liked the sun-kissed look, okay. So you can just make a mental note of that. Okay, when she says that to you, now you say to Mary, look at your contact list. Who on your contact list, or which package do you think people on your contact list would go for? You know, who's the first 5 people? And she might say, oh, it's my mom, it's my sister, it's my auntie, it's my, you know, whoever. And she say, well, my mum will definitely go for the sun-kissed look. My sister's going to go up, you know, go for the break, you know, the brushes, or, you know, I say, okay, Mary, what I want you to do is in the next 24 hours, go and have a look. Go and contact those people and show them your catalogue with the packages. Okay? Now you say, fantastic. I will give you a call tomorrow. So that's your next step. That's your next step tomorrow, is in the 24 hours, go and show 5 people the catalogue with the packages. That will give you your new consultant selling straight away. It will also help her look at the products and see the products in the catalogue. All right, because if you look at the products in the catalogue, you know, you're not going to cut it out and not look at the products yourself. It's now teaching your new consultant about the products and what they do. Okay, so she can recommend. All right, and the way that I teach consultants to sell is that or the way that I get sales and the way that Annette gets sales and the way that Jackie's put this together is that you get your 6 packages, you cut them out, you put them on your catalogue, and what you do is you go and visit Mary or Joe or Harry or whoever you've seen, and you say, hey Harry, listen, have you seen my new catalogue? We've got 6 great packages here. All right, tell me. All right, let me read all 6. Tell me which one you like. Do you like the brush? Yeah, brushes make up for all the difference. Yeah, lip crayon, powder, trio. You read it out, all 6 of them, and then you ask her, Joe, Mary, which one did you like? And she'll say, oh, I like the glow. And you say, great. Shall I put you down for that? I'm going to be placing my order in a day or 2. You know, she can either say no or yes. 9 out of 10 times she says yes. That's how you teach packages, is that you get the consultant to read out all 6 packages to the person that she's showing the catalogue to. That will give them a 15 or 20 quid sale. Okay, and if she does that to 5 people and only 3 people order, she's now got 50 quid order. Okay, it's normally her mum, her sister, someone, her auntie or uncle, someone quite close to her in the family. Okay, that's how you teach with packages. That's how you teach with sales. Okay, so you've now done your how to sell. Let's go back to this. You now go back to how to sell. Okay, you're given her 24 hours. Sometimes by the time postage comes and all that kind of stuff, it might be 3 days. Okay, depending on you. But I normally try and do it within a 3 days. Okay, and you see how she's getting on. Okay, so your 3-day course or your 24-hour call is to see how she's getting on. All right, did she manage to go and see 5 people? Did she manage to sell some packages? You might want to try it with some samples. You know, so if she says to me, Mike, I've shown all my catalogues and nobody's wanted to do anything, then I'd say, okay, I'll send you some samples. Let's try with some samples. If she's local, I would give it to her. Okay, that would help with their sales. On day 3, you're giving a call, and you're not arranging this call sometimes, and sometimes you're not. You're phoning up the blue and saying how you're getting on. You know, so for an example, if you say, yeah, I'm really, really excited, I'm going to go and show my mom. Okay, maybe, I don't know, in a couple of hours' time, how did your mum get on? Okay, great, fantastic, keep going. It's all about enthusiasm. Yeah. So day 3 or 24 hours later, you're then ready to place your first order. Okay, and you're helping them place their first order. Okay, normally the order's normally around about 50 quid. All right, and if it isn't, try and help make it up to 50 quid. All right, place their order, explain about placing their order. Okay, teach them how to place their order. Okay, tell them about the payment system. Tell them about the demo products. Tell them everything that you need to go and get an order. So if you've got a new consultant starting today, in a week's time, they should be ready to place an order. If they're not, you've just wasted your time putting them on the system. Okay. Then you would put how many BP it was in. Okay. Once you place your order, you would then talk about your contact list. Okay. And go in and showing the catalogue to more people in your contact list. Hopefully they placed a 50 quid order, 40 BP order, and they've now activated their credit limit. Okay. Normally, if they don't have the money, normally their mum would help to pay up front, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's how you get away from not having to worry about, you know, Mary's just signed up, but she's got no money. You know, normally if you're talking to your mum, you know, your mum, your sister, close family. All right. So they place their first order, then talk about, okay, do exactly the same thing that we've just done, but this time do it to other people, 10 people, 15 people. Yeah. Yeah. Keep on doing it. All right. Keep on doing it for that catalogue and seeing how they're getting on. Okay. Then towards the end, you can arrange, yeah, you can arrange to call them. Now, depending on their second order, okay, depends on how far away they're away from the welcome program. Now, I don't know about you. I know there's a few people on here today that have achieved the welcome program. The welcome program is full of goodies, absolutely full of goodies. And as a group manager, or someone going for a group manager, it's your responsibility to get as many people completing the welcome program and telling people about the welcome program. You know, so if she's placed a 50 quid order, she only needs to place another 80 quid order to get the welcome program. And if you've taught her right with the packages, it's easy. Absolutely easy. So there shouldn't be any excuse for people not hitting the welcome program. Yeah. Guess what? We've then got, you can then put in their second order sales. So again, you can teach them how to do their second order sales. Yeah. A lot of people, when we start, get lost. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah. And we have to teach them how to sell. All right. It's really, really important. If I didn't explain that well, come back to me. All right. So Mary there, she started, we've done everything. First order was 48 BP. Second order was 88 BP. Total sales, 136 quid. She's achieved the welcome program. Fantastic. Let's get going for the next catalogue. Now, what do we want to do for the next catalogue? Okay, does Mary find that she's got some more time on her hands? Can we get her doing door-to-door? Or is she going to carry on doing friends and family? Maybe Mary wants to do a party. And guess what? Maybe Mary wants to do businesses. Okay, so we have a door-to-door pack. Okay, friends and family is through a contact list. Yeah, all right. And I will do a webinar on how to expand your contact list. Okay. A person with the contact list with 40 people can get over 4,000 people in their contact list. My contact list, personally, is over 10,000 people. All right? It's possible. It's about putting everybody that you know down on a piece of paper and contacting them on a regular basis. All right? If that's through face-to-face or email or social media or so on and so forth. But we can do another webinar on that. A party? No problem. You want some party plan training? There's a video on about party plan training. Also, we have Sue that does party plan training. Book yourself in. Or my book. It says how to explode your sales. So if you go to our team training website, go to downloads and look how to explode your sales. Okay. It's in my downloads. All right. It's what me and Annette do. It's how we get sales. It's how she does £100,000 a year. So if you're interested in that, go and look at it. So make a plan with her. Okay, Mary, great. You want to just carry on doing friends and family. Fantastic. Okay, you want to do door-to-door. Right, this is what you need to do. You need to help her. You need to explain. If you don't do that, you're not going to, she's not going to be successful. So that's the startup. Okay? Next step. As a consultant, for you, the magic number as a consultant is 100 business points. The magic number for a manager is 1,000. Okay? So I've just clicked on this button now. Okay? And this is called a planner for your catalog. All right? I don't know how many people team that you've all got. Okay? I don't know how much communication that you've got with them. But I tell you what, I always, me personally, always hit my target. Do you know why? Because I plan it out. Okay? And I talk to my consultants and see how they're doing. So this is a brochure catalog results planner sheet. Okay? So the first thing that we got here is we got your name. And you go down and you put all your consultants. Okay? All your consultants down. Okay, and you give them a call and you say, hey Mary, how you doing? What plan are you on? And she says, right, I'm doing door to door. I want to do 300 business points now. Okay, ask them, challenge them, see if you can do some more. Give them incentives. You never know. People do amazing things if you ask them. Okay, and help them. So me personally, I'm going to do 300 business points because I'm going to go and visit business. I'm going to go and visit businesses. Okay, that's what I want to achieve. Okay, Mary in my team, she wants to do 200 business points. Okay, John wants to do 300 business points. You know, you might have Dave there, down there. Dave, hey Dave selling loads of mystery packs. Maybe he wants to do 500 business points. I don't know. Okay, but you phone him up and ask him. Okay, what's your plan, this catalogue? Guess what? Once you've done that at the beginning of the catalogue, you can see exactly what your BP is. Yeah, rather than waiting and praying at the end to see if you're going to do your 1,000. Okay, plan it before, not after. Don't get on your knees and go, oh my God, I don't know if John's going to place an order. I'm not sure if Mary's going to place an order. Yeah, phone them up and ask them what they're going to do. You know, maybe they need some help. All right. So when you're talking to your consultants, ask them about your sales. Okay. At the end, you can see exactly where you are. Also, if you go through all your consultants at the end and you find out that your number is below 1,000 business points, either you sell more or go and recruit more people. It's up to you. But you can find out exactly right from the beginning of the catalogue by talking to your consultants, yeah, what you expected to do or what they're hoping to do. All right. You can talk to them to see if they need any training needs. So, for instance, if Mary wants to do party plan, maybe she needs some demo training. So then when we have a business review, then you can say, Mike, listen, I've got people that want to do business review. And I'll say, okay, sorry, I've got people that want to do party plan. And I'll say, okay, no worries. I'll get Fred. I need another 3 people. I'll see what we can do. And I'll see if I can put that on for you. Okay. Next thing is, have they watched the catalogue launch? Because the catalogue launch is great. Or have they been to one of your meetings? You know, if you're going to do a catalogue launch. All right. Do they know what the latest incentive are? Probably not. Do you know what the latest incentive is right now? Okay. Do they have the current packages? Yes or no? Are they on our Facebook wall? Are they going to order the demo products? Okay. Are they going to order the demo products? Why do we have demo products? Demo products are products that are coming out in the next catalogue that are going to help them sell. You know, it's a lot easier for me to say, hey, Dave, listen, this is coming out in the next catalogue. What do you think? Yeah. Or Dave then takes his catalogue, the next catalogue, and shows that product to one of his customers. They're more likely to buy it because they can physically see it in their hand. You know, same again, have you got samples, that kind of stuff. So always ask, you know, are they going to buy the demo products? You know, I know people that have just started Oriflame and they buy it for themselves and they just buy the demo products because you get 40% off. It's a no-brainer to me. You know, just for themselves, 40% off. Okay, and are they going to start wellness? Now, I'm not going to launch wellness now. I'm not going to tell you about wellness. Myself and Jenny are doing a webinar on Monday night, okay, what was covered at conference and also other bits and pieces about wellness, how it all works in, okay. Currently, the way that wellness works at the moment, it's not available to customers until Catalogue 11, all right. If you specifically want to go and do wellness at the moment, you can do, and I would suggest that you go to the demo products and go and order it. Okay, if you want to try wellness, it works for a lot of people. It's worked for me. If you want to try it, go and order it on demo. All right, so that's all I'm going to cover on wellness at the moment. All right, so this is your planner at the beginning of the catalogue. Okay, so at the beginning of the catalogue, this is your plan of what you're doing. Yeah, talking to your people, seeing how they're doing, you know, going back to this one, new starts. Are they doing door-to-door? Are they doing friends and family? Are they doing parties? Are they doing, you know, are they using my businesses? And ask them, great, how are you doing at door-to-door? How's it going? Maybe you can share some of your experiences. What you're finding hard, what you're finding good. You know, remember, manager means manage. Help. Okay, inactives. This is an inactive check sheet, okay? Same kind of thing again. Name of the person. This is somebody that hasn't placed an order from the previous catalogue. Okay, so name, You're going to call or visit. Why? Was there a problem last catalogue? Yeah, we're on holiday. What were they doing? Just because somebody goes on holiday doesn't mean that it's weird. You still need stuff. Your customers still need servicing. Okay? Do they have a catalogue? Okay? Do they have a catalogue? Do they have the current catalogue? Have they watched the catalogue webinar? Do they know the latest incentives? Do they have the packages? Are they on our Facebook wall? Have they ordered the demo products? Have you got them active? Okay? Remember, right at the beginning, work my plan. First thing first, go and contact people that were inactive. Yeah? That's the reason why. Okay? Terminates. Okay? These are people that haven't placed an order for 2 catalogs. Name, call, visit, was there a problem? Have you got them back, yes or no? Okay? If you're doing your job right, okay, as a manager, terminates should be maybe 1, if that. Sometimes 0. Most of the time it should be 0. Okay? This is just to help you. Okay, now we go on to a thing called overview your catalog, and this is going to help you loads. Okay, and this is kind of to see where you're going and how you're going to get there. All right, because like I said to you, a group manager is a stepping stone to something bigger. Okay, now we always talk about in Oriflame, we always talk about file count. Okay, file count is how many active consultants you have in your team. All right, so at the end of the book, start the new one, go and find out how many active consultants you have in your team, and that's called a file count. Okay, and do yourself a forecast. How many new first orders do you want? Okay, and how many people you got reactivated? Reactivated people, I mean that they didn't place an order last catalogue, but they are this catalogue. Okay, and how many terminates? Okay, that should give you a file count. Yeah, give you a total file count. Okay, now the important thing here, okay, for you to be successful and to be earning the money that you want to earn, is that you need to make sure that your file count goes up by at least 2 people every single catalog, minimum. If it doesn't, you're going backwards. Okay, so you start off your forecast, right? I started with 79 people. I've got 5 new people, 8 people reactivated, 2 people left. Gives me a file count of 90. Okay, and always keep these sheets to refer back on to see how your business is growing. That's what I do. Okay, so this is all about your file count, and then you can fill in your actual. Okay, actually, I did a little bit less. I didn't do what I thought I would do. Okay, the same again here. Okay, active team sales. Okay, so if you kind of fill this sheet in here, your active or achieved sales, yeah, and you've done 825, you can put it in there. Yeah, that's what we actually did. My new starts, my reactivated, tells you exactly where you are. Yeah, so month to month, catalog to catalog, every 3 weeks, you should see your business growing up and up and up and up and up. When I really went for it with my business, it escalated. It went mental, absolutely mental, my business. And I was showing, I was 200%, 400%, 600% above what I was doing the pre-catalog. So if you want to do that, recruit more and keep your team happy, and your business will be, you'll be flying, absolutely flying. Okay, so what are the responsibilities of a group manager? A minimum of 1,000 business points. Okay, to continue grow, aim for 5 first orders. If you really want to make district manager earning 500 quid plus minimum, then you need to be doing at least 5 first orders all the time. Okay, attend trainings, keep in contact with your upline manager, attend business planning meetings, that's with me. Okay, Teach your consultants, full startup, teach them how to sell, teach them how to pay their invoice, teach them everything. Okay, you'll create a good relationship with your people. Okay, they become loyal. Okay, teach them everything and contact your consultants on a weekly basis, to see what things that, how you can help. All right. Well, that's all that I'm going to cover in this webinar. We've been going at it, believe it or not, for an hour. I hope that everybody's enjoyed it. I will be having more webinars on different subjects, but I just wanted to get this out here to give you some kind of structure on the way forward. If there's any questions or anything like that, you can give me a call or email me. All right. Thank you very much for attending, and I hope it's been useful. Thanks. Bye.